All right, guys, FSD Beta version 12. Another test run. We're going to do a target run and see how it fares with target-like traffic, parking lots, and all that good stuff. And also seeing how it gets there using a different route. Again, these are northeast roads, suburban roads that we're testing here. And we're going to see how FSD Beta version 12 does. A little hesitant because I can't really see. Gets out there and does good. Good job on that turn. Good pull on the acceleration as well. If you watched a few of the videos already, singing high praises to version 12 and this end-to-end neural net. Amazing, mind-blowing, with the caveat for us being that the vehicle doesn't seem to be aware of its dimensions, doesn't understand which car it is. Maybe it thinks it's a Model 3 or is designed to think it's a Model 3 based on the multitude of clips that it's getting from a Model 3 or a Model Y, but it has the proportions of a Model S because it is a Model S, and therefore it winds up cutting corners a little bit too close and getting very close to curbs to the point where that's a little bit nerve-wracking. Makes it a little stressful to drive in certain scenarios where you see it cut the corner a little close. And we keep the cameras up so you guys can see how close it gets to the lines when it makes certain turns, certain maneuvers. So use that as your indicator to be able to understand what I'm saying and what I'm trying to convey here. But overall, this is really, really great stuff. And I'm assuming it's only going to get better. I think if Tesla can get a handle on regression testing in the way that they are able to release a new build and create some enhancements, because obviously Elon is already teasing version 12.4 being a further leap from 12.3. But if they can get regressions under control, we might have a winning solution here for a path forward to get to full self-driving to mass market. But if they don't get regressions in order, they're going to be playing whack-a-mole like they've been playing with the last several versions, where they fix one thing and regress several others. Okay, it's hard to see the white line, but there is a white line, and the car is kind of over it. You can see it line up there, and then you'll see here, it kind of starts to come into play there. So no big deal because no cars are parked there, no curb is there, so it's not that big of a deal. But I think the car just needs to be a little bit more aware, like, hey, I'm in a Model S and I need to take turns a little wider, or be conscious of the wider hips, if you will, of the car. The other indicator of proximity to things is you'll start to see the little arcs on the screen. They'll turn from white being safe distance, yellow being a medium distance, and then red being like, hey, you're pretty close. You're really close. You're within 8 inches or less, and you got to watch out for that. But overall, this is very enjoyable to use now. Would be even more enjoyable if we didn't have nags and they could just track my eyes as being attentive and let me not hold the wheel or touch the wheel or make the wheel compliant. But I guess it's baby steps for now. For those curious, the auto speed offset seems to work, most of the time. But there's certain instances where you expect it to kind of like speed up and it doesn't speed up and it kind of goes a little slower. So I'm just curious how it all works, but for now it's okay. And we have speed bumps ahead. There goes one, and a cyclist. Goes wide for the cyclist, slows down great for the speed bump. Excellent job on the speed bump. Nice. A very sharp turn here. I might want to take over on this one because it's a sharp turn, and just because of how it's been acting, I don't want any rim problems. Tesla, you already owe me a rim. See, kind of sharp there. Look how close it got. You already owe me a rim. Version 11 definitely curved my rim. I had to get a whole new rim. Somebody should send me one, maybe. Blind corner to the left, cars coming to the right. There is a gap right after this red car. It's not going to take it. It's going to wait for the next Jeep who wants to turn down this exact road. He's going to wait patiently. Very good. Now it's all clear and goes. Excellent decision making. He had an opportunity to go after that red Mustang. He didn't take it. He didn't shoot the gap, and he didn't get squirrely about it. He just waited patiently, waited for the car to turn down the road, and then proceeded. This is the game changer. This is the next level. This is giving you confidence and levels of comfort that you've not seen before with FSD Beta. I'm going to try to force this car to go down a path that leads to the highway and comes back. I might not be able to do it, but I'll give it a try. The normal way to get to this particular target is going to be riddled with lots of bumpy roads, which are not fun to go down. The highway is sort of the shortcut, but I don't think it has it mapped out as an actual way to get there quicker than the normal way. See, like right now it's a 30-mile-an-hour zone. That person's going faster. We're going 28, so not quite the speed we expect. Okay, there is a no turn on red, conditional no turn on red. Is it going to adhere to it? Is it going to read it? Okay, now cars are going. No cars to the left, but there is a conditional no turn on red. So it's no turn on red Monday through Friday. Today is a weekend day, so it should be able to go, but I'm totally fine with it not going. Whenever the car needs to make a decision, it should always prioritize the safest decision possible. You never know who could be speeding down the road and you turn on red and that gets you to a situation. Totally okay with that. Now I can go, just keeping an eye here, the proximity to the curb. Good job there, no issue. Nice pull on the acceleration, then moderates down to the speed limit, which is great. Interesting little scenario here. We have to go under an overpass. Police officer here lets him go. Then should be making the left right after. Perfect. Perfect. Little town center with a bus lane. Still putting the turn signals on unnecessarily on some of these winding roads in the Northeast. Not sure what's going on there. Seems like they fixed it in other areas, but the Northeast is one of those areas where they have not fixed that particular problem, where a certain bend in the road, a certain degree of bend causes the car to put on its turn signals. But it handled that overall maneuver pretty well. So 25 mile an hour, clear open, it goes to 26, which again is the limit and there's no problem with it, but it kind of feels like it should go a little faster just because no one else is here, but we do have cars behind us. But again, it's not doing anything wrong. This is all preferential. So one of the things that people are striving for in terms of what they expect out of this full self-driving is they want it to be better than a human. That's true, it should be better than a human, but there are humans all around us, so it has to at least match a human first, then understand what it can do to be better than a human. Because a lot of driving, especially in the United States, is really defensive driving. It's reacting to the people around you and the cars and the obstacles around you and the decisions you have to make on a constant basis to be able to navigate from point A to point B. So understanding how humans drive will help this car drive better than a human. It'll even help it to anticipate what humans might do. So it needs to drive human-like, I think, to start as a baseline, and then can grow beyond that. All right, so lots of weekend traffic. So this should be a good test. I really don't like going to Target, in the heat of a weekend, but it's unavoidable. So I might as well take you guys along for the ride and see if Tesla can work its magic at Target and not cause any issues. Oh, look at this. Great job, Tesla. Slowing down for the pedestrian. She had no idea the car was slowing down for her, not me. Look at that. And it was an aggressive stop, too. Like, hey, he really wanted that person to get across the street because he saw the red light and the traffic above. It made sense. And that's what the human behavior would do, is say, hey, you know what? If I'm not going anywhere, if I'm going to a red light, I might as well let this person cross. So that's pretty good. And he did it aggressively, but he didn't do it to a point where it disturbed the person behind us or could cause an accident. So I'm okay with that. Waiting on this Maserati to see what it wants to do while this person tries to jump over the yellow line to get in this lane, which is illegal, but this is what people do. And so if the car knows what the person is going to do, they can sort of anticipate how to react to it. So that is human behavior. We don't want the car to do that, but we want the car to understand that people do that and be able to know how to navigate those situations. I'll probably get stuck at this light, so I'll fast forward past this. He's thinking about going for it, didn't go for it, so that's great. And then we'll fast forward. And we're back. Nice turn, nice angle, good acceleration. Stays towards the center line, sees the car pull out. Let's see how it reacts to this. Nice slowdown. Good job. See, now I kind of should still keep up with that car that kind of stopped us. Instead it slowed down and it stays slow. So that's where it was a little weird about the auto offset. All right, we're gonna get in this right lane, proceed forward, signal now and don't wait till the last minute. Good job, no signal, it's okay, but it got over. One of the other issues that I've seen with version 12, wow, I tried to evade that bag, which was interesting. Some debris in the road, big enough for it to pick up, and it kind of tried to want to evade it. But one of the other things I see is a little bit late in getting into certain turning lanes. Not all of them, but certain ones that need to be staged earlier. It kind of waits to the last minute. This is a consistent behavior from previous builds, so it's nothing major. But I kind of expected version 12 to kind of fix that. But let's see how quickly they can address it now that they're on the version 12 framework, if you will. Coming up on an intersection where I want to try to force it to go down another path. I'll click that one, see what it does. And it looks like I can actually make it go on the highway, because I want it to go on the highway just so you get a sense of how it can merge on the highway and then get off the highway and then get back on the city streets and what that looks like. It's a little tight, a little close to the curb, but it made it. A little nervous. Debris is picking up. I don't know if you can hear that on the microphone or not, but that's the indicator that I'm too close to the curb. I like that it attempted that maneuver to keep the momentum and keep us going as opposed to stopping. Any version previous than this would have stopped completely and waited for the car to go, which is also not the wrong thing to do. This sign says slow down, and the car can't read that sign. So that's interesting. Not expected, but it's interesting nonetheless how they're going to address that over time. Conditional speed limits, different type of speed warnings or construction zone warnings or whatever the case may be that it'll need to read and understand and react accordingly. Great job getting through that. See the distance that we have between this car now? Now, obviously I have it on the average profile, so that keeps a larger follow distance, but it shouldn't be that big. If I put it to assertive, I wonder if that would change. I'll try it out later. Speaking of assertive, I'm going to have to actually put it on assertive when we go to New York City, because I'm sure it's going to require that level of aggression to be able to navigate that area. So we'll be going to New York City very soon, probably within the next week or so, once time allows, and we'll be doing some testing there. Would love if I could actually put on the... It's okay. Tried to go for it, didn't want to go for it. Would love if I could put on the 19s. It can go on red. Whoa, very tight. Oh, wow, look at that. See that? All in the debris. Not good. Flag that. It's cutting corners too tight. That could have been a nail in there. It could have been a screw. It could have been anything detrimental to the tires. So not good. This is a merge that lends itself better to the repeater cameras because they're pointing that way. It's hard. You have to really turn your head around to see. It does have an opening, but it has to get up quick. It has to go quick. Go quick. Oh, no, this is terrible. But it did it. Should have went faster. It was busy beeping at me as opposed to accelerating. So I'll flag that. It did the maneuver. It waited for the person to go by and then merged nicely, which was great. But it had an opening and it should have accelerated. And instead it looked for me because I had to look all the way behind myself to make sure it was clear. So it should have focused on that. Prioritize accelerating, getting up to speed, shooting the gap on the highway versus beeping at me. But again, didn't hurt anyone, didn't disrupt him, didn't cause an accident. So it's not a terrible mistake, but definitely something they could use to improve how it works. Strong slowdown here. Gotta watch behind me. Good job maintaining composure for these merging cars. Very aggressive here. Traffic today. Now we got a strong slowdown for this turn. See how it takes it. It's a 15-mile-an-hour exit. It's a sharp-ish turn. Let me be mindful to take over just in case it gets too close to the edge. It's already starting to get too close to the edge right now. Like if you see that. So I'm just going to be mindful. Okay, maintaining a good distance. Maintaining up, going over a little bit. Eesh. Yikes. And Now we're in a world of traffic. So pretty good getting on, getting off. Not so great getting on. I would feel a lot more comfortable if it just shot the gap and accelerated versus narrowly missing the car that passed us and then merging on after them. Otherwise, it should have just waited still where it was until that car to pass and then jump in. This is going to be interesting because everyone's trying to turn. Let's see what this car in front of us does, and then see how this car reacts accordingly. It needs to go straight and be on the leftmost lane. Is it going to go for it? Looks like it's going to go for it. It's going wide to start. It's course correcting now to get into the left lane. Or it needs to be in the right lane. Okay, it's going it's in between lanes. That's not great. Chooses the right, so it makes a decision, and then it goes for it. All right, so that wasn't terrible. A little indecisive, but not, herky-jerky indecisive to the point where you didn't know what it was going to do. It was merely deciding what lane it needed to be in. Chose the right lane and went from there. So far, so good. Got about 2 minutes left. Hopefully we can make it to target. It's taking forever to get here, but hopefully we'll make it. Person behind us went straight on a turning lane. All kinds of wild things. I'm going to, big pothole. Oh, big one. I'm just going to let it go just so I don't have a disengagement, but that was pretty bad. Now it has to kind of squeeze in here or take its time. It's going to squeeze in nicely. Smooth and composed. All right. That car's turning. Don't go, don't go, don't go. Now go, now go. Good job. Oh no, it got caught with the... So in the Model S, I don't know if it's particular to the Model S Plaid. I've only experienced it in the Plaid or any performance variant of the Model S. There's a little bit of a safety feature when you try to press the accelerator too fast, too quickly, and it thinks that you're not paying attention, it kind of delays the reaction of the accelerator on certain occasions. I think it's a safety feature to prevent unintended acceleration, but it looks like it got hung up on that just now when it tried to accelerate in the turn and it just got no power. It happens to me sometimes when I'm at a light and I try to take off and it hits me with the dead pedal, and that could be dangerous. That could definitely be dangerous. All right, the curb to get into this target, I don't like going to this target, but the reason why I have to go now is because I was closest to this target. But this target has a very high curb. It's like they took the sidewalk and just turned it into an entrance without putting it flush to the pavement. So I'm very curious to how it's going to take this one. And the roads are very, very rough as well. Big pothole. Okay, coming up to the entrance. Let's see what we can do. That car got in, no problem. Car is now coming. Don't go, don't go, don't go. Good job, don't go. Take your time. And it wants me to give it some, it wants me to touch it. Oh, so bad, so bad. And we are here at Target with a sea of humanity. And I guess it's just going to pull over right here because we're at the front of Target. We're not even in the parking lot. All right, I'll take it. So that's it. That's a Target run. Not done, but a Target run nonetheless. FSD Beta 12.3. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about this particular drive. Let me know if you have 12.3, what your experience is. This was pretty solid. It's very usable. I want to use it a lot more now. Sort of like some of the random versions that we've gotten that have been really good. But it's pretty good. We'll be going to New York very soon. Stay tuned for that one. Other people have been doing it in New York City, but no one's going to do it the way that we do it. We'll take the most common paths. We'll take some challenging scenarios. We'll document it well, and we'll see how it does. Okay, so until the next time, enjoy your day. Enjoy your Tesla.